NXT TakeOver. I don't know if it's officially a TakeOver, but it pretty much was. Actually, it was just an NXT TV show, but it was hyped up like a TakeOver because you had two matches that were supposed to be on NXT TakeOver Tampa. And you even had the logo of NXT TakeOver Tampa on the screen for the ladder match. So I'm disappointed that show never happened because I think that would have been another fantastic TakeOver show. But coronavirus has happened and destroyed everything. And eventually you got Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in an empty arena match. The problem is, I feel like I just saw this with Edge, Randy Orton, I saw this Undertaker, AJ, just these long brawls. I'm kind of tired of them. I feel like this could have worked better if they would have waited a week for this. But this is basically TakeOver, and they wanted it on WrestleMania, weekend, but the week after WrestleMania. They could have done this before, but post WrestleMania, they wanted Gargano and Ciampa featured heavily, and it definitely meant a lot to them to do that. So that was the main event. However, the show opened up with a ladder match, number one contenders match with the women. You had Io Shirai against Tegan Nox, Chelsea Green, Mia Yim, Candice LeRae, and Dakota Kai. Chelsea Green had Robert Stone with her, and Dakota Kai had Raquel Gonzalez with her, who both got involved. So this was very well done. It started off a little slow. We didn't see much. They saw Gonzalez try to get involved on Dakota Kai. Eventually, we start to get some big spots, and we get them all in bunches, basically. What you had was, you had Raquel Gonzalez on the top rope, and she's about to be powerbombed through a table that's been set up on the outside. I think it was the Chelsea Green and Stone who set up the table on the outside. She's on a powerbomb position, however, and it's Mia Yim trying to powerbomb her. However, Tegan Nox, she can't get her, so Tegan Nox helps her, and she chokeslams Gonzalez, and she goes through a table. So it was like a powerbomb and a chokeslam through a table. However, Tegan Nox did not go off with her. Mia Yim went down, and that took out Gonzalez. Seeing this, that her manager has been taken out, Dakota Kai freaks out. She boots her old partner, Tegan Nox, hits her in the face off the apron, and Tegan Nox crashes through a ladder bridge that was set up from the apron to the barricade, and that looked really, really cool. I liked it. That was a cool double sequence. Didn't really give you time to breathe after a table slide. It went right to ladder slide. I thought it worked well, though. It was really fast-paced. However, things start to teeter, and eventually you have Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae fighting on top of the ladder, and LeRae smacked Kai with the briefcase, and eventually Io Shirai comes in. She takes out Dakota Kai, and the table is set up on the turnbuckle. And what it is the ladder's in the ring, another one's on the top rope, actually, of the turnbuckle. And you have Chelsea Green. She comes back in, and her knee is messed up because she was thrown off the ladder, and she got hung up with her knee on the rope, and it was injured earlier. I think she got a chair shot to the knee, or a ladder to the knee, and Robert Stone helps her, but once they get to the top, they get knocked off, and she gets her knee caught again, actually, and that was kind of cool. Eventually, what you have is Io Shirai and Candice LeRae on top of the ladder. Shirai raked Candice's eyes, and Candice fell backwards onto the ladder, and it looked painful. It was a bridge between the ropes. It just looked painful. Her backwards fall. She gets knocked out. Io Shirai gets the briefcase, wins the match. She now faces Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. I don't know when. It really should be a huge match. I can't wait for that, though. That's going to be a wonderful match. That's part of an empty arena. I mean, Charlotte did really well against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, but still, I mean, it was good. It would have been great in front of an audience. Charlotte and Io in front of an audience, in front of a TakeOver crowd, could be a 5-star match. It really could, but we're not going to get that. We're going to get a good match, but who knows when it's going to happen? I don't know. But Io Shirai wins, and it's not a Money in the Bank thing. I think she just gets a title shot. It's not a Money in the Bank thing. She just will face her. And hey, Charlotte, Io. Next, we have Finn Balor. They show some stuff from NXT UK to give that some time, and this was just built around two matches anyway. So you got the women's match over it, then they're gonna build to their own chance, so they have to kill some time. They had a feature on Balor. Eventually, they did Killer Cross arrival package. We did not name him yet. They have not said his name. Hopefully, he's with Scarlett. I really want to see the smoke show. I would love to see the smoke show. They had Ended the Shur, which is Rinko and Saveru, Just some, I think this is a UK thing, whatever. 2 teams. They showed footage from Charlotte winning the NXT Women's title and being interviewed after the match, and then they showed Rhea Ripley after, and she couldn't talk. She's so emotional. Eventually, we get to the main event, a empty warehouse match, Johnny Gargano against Tommaso Ciampa. So, Johnny Gargano arrives at Candice LeRae, and she gives him something, it's basically I think it's a towel wrapped with something, so you can tell, okay, she's giving him like a rock or a stone. It works perfect to see how it ended. Then we see Ciampa in the ring, or in the warehouse, and Triple H is sitting in a ring with a chair. They both enter. They bring in a referee. It's Alex Marvez. Eventually, we start it off. We start the match off, and it happens. Gargano Ciampa. What is this? Part 4. Here's my thing. They've had many matches, and the first one was fantastic. The one I loved the most was the NXT TakeOver New Orleans show, which is 2 years ago now. Hard to believe how time flies. They had an amazing unsanctioned match. It was 45 minutes. Johnny Gargano was a super babyface. Ciampa was a super heel. Gargano got his revenge, and he defeats Ciampa. Then they had another one, which was NXT in Chicago, TakeOver. It was a good match. It was not as good as the last one. It was a bit too over the top a bit. And then they did a third one in Brooklyn, which was a last man standing match for the title. That was good as well, but was not great. Those matches started to become too repetitive. They were doing the same things over and over to each other, where it got to the point where, okay, what else are they going to do that we haven't seen yet? Eventually, we get to this match, and I don't know. I was not a huge fan of this. I'm sorry, guys. I thought it was okay. I liked it. It was good. Didn't love it. It was built more around, the big story was not the feud being over, was Candice LeRae's heel turn at the end. So they're in the warehouse, they're having a ring set up, they're having a match, they beat each other up, they go to the outside a lot, they use weapons, there's a trash can lid, a crutch, which is used heavily in this match, they set up, there's tables that were set up on the outside with a black cover already on it, so it was a table under. There's basically everything's there to be used in this match, and they use everything. They beat each other up. I've seen this so much times though. Right when they had Ciampa take apart the ring, well, I just see that they did that same spot before it in the Chicago show. Ciampa rips up the ring, he rips out the apron, and then he exposes the plywood under the ring. He takes out the covers, the mats. And it's plywood, and that looks like it hurts a lot, obviously. No one really took much of a bump there. And they fight for a while there. It's just not that entertaining to me. I think, I've seen this so much. And the fact that they started off in an hour, I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, they're going to get a whole hour now. And another problem was the commercials. Maybe this will be better on the show without commercials when it airs on the WWE Network and not on USA, but watching on USA, there's so much commercials, it really interrupts the match and it actually hurts it overall. That took away from it. There was so much. I'm watching this and thinking to myself, alright, is this, like, when are we gonna, like, stuff happens, there's stuff that's anticipated and it cuts away. That's kind of annoying. They eventually go outside and they fight on the production truck. And again, this is another problem because I just saw this Edge and Randy Orton in that last man standing match at WrestleMania. But they climb to the top of the production truck, they beat each other up, they hit some super kicks, Gargano gets it, Gargano escape. Eventually, it looked like Alex Marvez was going to take that spot, but eventually they go down, they leave the truck, they go back inside, they continue to fight, and the ropes the ring's messed up. There's a couple table spots, I believe. There might have been one earlier, but there's a couple table spots. They go back into the ring. And this is where Candice comes. Gargano and Ciampa beating the shit out of each other. Candice gets mad and she kicks Johnny Gargano in the balls. And Ciampa sees this and Ciampa has sympathy. It looks like Ciampa and Gargano are friends again. Ciampa's like, oh, I understand. And then, however, Gargano tricked Ciampa the whole time. Candice was in on it. Candice comes and kicks Ciampa in the balls. And then Gargano hits his finisher on... Or actually, I think Gargano revealed that he had a cup underneath and he mocked Ciampa, and then he hit his finisher. 1, 2, 3. Johnny Gargano defeats Tommaso Ciampa in this match. The feud's over. I don't know what's next. I don't know if Johnny Gargano's going to the main roster. I assume he is. I don't think Tommaso Ciampa wants to go to the main roster. Maybe Gargano doesn't either. But Candice, I think, would. That's weird. I think Candice would have the most potential of the three on the main roster. I don't think Vince McMahon's going to push Johnny Gargano. No way is he going to push Johnny Gargano on the main roster. But that's it. That was NXT. I thought it was okay. I liked the one. I sound crazy. I enjoyed the women's match more than Gargano Ciampa. I didn't hate the match. It was just I've seen this so much between these two, and I've seen them have matches that are so similar to this. And the empty arena stuff. I saw that at WrestleMania with the brawling. It feels like I'm a bit. Maybe there's a WrestleMania hangover in me. I've seen so much long matches at WrestleMania. Maybe it's that Orton Edge match. Maybe I just hate brawls now. I hate street fights. I saw that Orton Edge match and they just beat each other up for 40 minutes. And right when I saw, oh my god, that they started at the top of the hour, they're going to fight for a whole hour. This is going to be an hour-long match. Maybe I was dreading that a little bit after the Orton Edge. I'm still feeling still a bit traumatized from watching a fucking match. But this was a decent match. The show was good. I mean, it built around two shows. It was basically a takeover type show. I don't know what's next week. I think the tag titles and maybe the world title actually are on the line next week. But they're pretty much done with their takeover. You know, they've had all the matches. Maybe next week and the week after. But I mean, it's gonna pretty much wrap up for what they have with takeover, and we'll see what's next for NXT, how they continue to film, and we'll see what WWE continues to do where they film. I don't know if they can still film the Performance Center, if they find other places, maybe they find a place in Georgia like AEW did. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, they could go to WWE studios and or WWE headquarters in Stanford and just. I mean, they can just like show old stuff, old videos. Or old wrestling clips. Like they have the biggest library ever. But that was it. It was okay. I thought Gargano Ciampa again had a long match. Seen it a million times. I thought it was okay. I really liked the women's ladder match a lot more though. So definitely a worthwhile show, and pretty much was it featured two takeover matches that were going to be taking place at NXT TakeOver Tampa, which never happened, and I'm sure that would have been a fantastic show. So we really missed out on one.